Hello, my name is Elena Johnston. I am a shamanic healing practitioner, body talk therapist, SRT therapist, and I've been in the healing arts field in some form or nature for about 27 years. And I am being called to make videos and to share the messages that Spirit continually gives me. And I've been avoiding that for quite some time because I, like you, also feel quite overwhelmed with everything that is happening on our planet. But I do just want to share my perspective and some thoughts that I have about it just because I feel like doing that. So Mama's shaking, the earth is shaking, we're having earthquakes, we're having just, what aren't we having? Be a better way to ask the question. And I think that it's very important for us to honor everything that is happening in the planet. We don't need to dismiss any of it. Everything that is happening in our planet is a trigger for each and every one of us. And that is the purpose of it, is not only for us to acknowledge what is happening on the outside, such as the Black Lives Matter. Yes, that is enormous, and we need to put energy and love into that. And everything else that's going on needs our attention and our energy and our human kindness. And each of us are going to be triggered by different aspects of everything that is going on in our world. Grief, fear, powerlessness, trauma, anger. And Mother Earth, our planet, is shaking. She is shaking us. She is trying to wake us up. Because what this is really about is us as individuals. Because until we change individually our own hearts, until we work on our own trauma, our own anger, powerlessness, and the things that we carry, then what good are we to work on the worldly issues and the issues of the human race and of the earth? The trajectory of our planet currently, as we stand, as we stood prior to COVID, is dismal. It's gluttonous, it's unconscious, it's asleep behavior. And we can't continue like that. This planet is our gift. It's a gift to us. Our children are a gift to us. Nature is a gift to us. Wildlife is a gift to us. The oceans and the rivers and the lakes are a gift that we have just been neglecting, consuming, avoiding, and not properly taking care of. And it's our responsibility to be stewards of this earth and this planet. Because our children and the children that they have and the children that they have and generations below us will inherit this earth. and it needs a lot of help. And the issues amongst the people here, the power, the greed, the money, the inequality, the lack of just awareness and human kindness is paramount. Parts of society have just become so cold and so unaware and so asleep about everything that's going on outside of their own little personal lives. You know, if you look at trees communicate with each other. They are a huge network. If you look at the rooting system of trees, it's actually very fascinating how much they depend on each other, and how even when one tree feels something coming near it, it alerts all the other trees in the whole area. And we are meant to harmonize. We're meant to need each other and to be there for each other, not just in our own families, but outside of that. And part of this shutdown, part of this quarantine, part of the wearing the mask is conditioning us. It's like the mask, it's about human kindness. What are you willing to do for people that you don't even know? Are you willing to experience a little discomfort that may help save someone's life? Because you don't know. Maybe this is being blown out of proportion, but maybe it's not. I know a lot of people are dying. And I know that this virus is mutating, and I know that we don't know everything. The scientists don't know everything. So if someone tells you that there's a small possibility that by you wearing a mask when you're in crowded places, and using common sense, right? There are times you need a mask and there are times you don't need a mask. But do it with love. Put that mask on and think, you know what? I don't know. Who does know? But if wearing this is quite possibly going to help somebody, then I think I should do that. I'm going to be in my heart today, and I'm going to offer that kindness up, and I'm going to wear it with kindness in my heart. Being home, sorry, being home, stuck with your family for the months that we were, that's a time that you had an opportunity to look at yourself, to look at your family, to be with your family, you know, and that's something that many of us aren't doing. We work, repeat, work, repeat, work, repeat. So the quarantine was about like being still and maybe doing some self-evaluation, because that is really the answer here. Because everything that is happening in this planet is triggering our own unprocessed stuff, our own trauma, our own anger, our own grief and sadness. So it's happening because we've got to begin with healing ourselves as individuals. What you don't heal in yourself as an adult, you pass down to your children. that is the truth. So if you're a very angry person and you are not addressing that, and you're not looking at that, and you're not looking at ways in which you can begin to heal that within yourself, then you've passed that on. So in order for us to change our planet, in order for us to change all of the things that are happening, the climate crisis and the racism and all of the things that are going on, you know, all of the little issues that are branching out from all of those things, our politics. I mean, for Christ's sake, like everything. We've got to change ourselves. It has to start with us as individuals. So if you're really triggered by wearing a mask because it makes you feel powerless, or it makes you feel that someone is taking your freedom or your rights away, you need to look at that. Why do you feel that way? Was there a time when you were a child when that actually happened to you? When you were powerless, or when something was taken away from you unfairly, or boundaries were crossed, or maybe there was abuse, okay? So it's time. It is time for us as individuals to begin looking at ourselves. Because I can tell you this, that no one had a perfect childhood. No one. Because no one had perfect parents. Right? Are you perfect as a parent? I'm sure as hell not. I mean, I know my issues. I know what I need to work on. And that's just the start. It's just looking at it, just the awareness. Just start by looking at yourself. What did you experience in your childhood? And it doesn't have to be something traumatic like being surrounded by a war environment or horrific violence or abuse. And obviously, if you had those things, then you clearly need to be addressing your emotional and mental health issues. But even if you didn't have those things, even if you didn't, there are tons and tons of scenarios that would have created issues for you. Maybe dad worked all the time to provide for his family, and that's a wonderful thing. Of course, you're not going to look back and be like, God, dad worked all the time to provide for our family. What an asshole. But as a child who wanted time with dad, who needed that bonding time with dad, and maybe every time dad came home he was grumpy or tired or whatever because he was doing his best and it was hard. But as a little child, you could have felt that he was emotionally unavailable or just not there. A child's perception would be that he just maybe didn't love you enough, or maybe you were unlovable, or you were unworthy of dad's affection and attention. That's how we process things as children. Everything is about us. We don't know, oh, dad's got to work, this is important. We take things in internally. If mom's mother passed away while you were a child, and mom was very sad all the time, maybe it took her years to grieve that, and you lost your mother because she lost her mother. So for those years, your mother wasn't around for you. And so there are thousands of scenarios. I'm just picking a few that are just coming to my mind right now. As a result, if you're the little boy whose dad was never home and he was emotionally unavailable, and we're not blaming dad, We're looking at how it affected you. So you're going to create that pattern for yourself. You're going to have emotionally unavailable partners. You may have emotionally unavailable friends, or you yourself may become emotionally unavailable, which means that you're just not in touch with your emotions because of the scenario of what happened. So maybe you numb out. Maybe it's hard for you to feel sad. Maybe it's hard for you to have compassion. And so, as you continue to move forward in your life, these patterns will repeat themselves. Whatever the patterns are. Maybe it's abandonment, whatever, rejection, or not feeling good enough, or feeling unlovable, or feeling that love is not safe, or maybe that life is not safe, so you spend your life being afraid of everything. All of these things come from your childhood and beyond. But I won't get into the beyond part right now, but and beyond. Okay? Your ancestors. Your ancestors that you never met through epigenetics can pass patterns down to you. And past lives, if you want to go there. Anyway. I am rambling, but I just want to say that there is no great chariot that is going to descend upon this planet with a God in it or anything in it that's going to save us. No. Or no alien ship. Also not going to happen. And it's not Jesus either, okay? Because we are all made in the likeness of God, if that's your belief. We are all made in that likeness. We are all cookie cutters, little pieces of the fabric of the universe. Which means that if Jesus is who you believe in, He's within you. And He's guiding you. He is guiding you. If it's Buddha, Buddha is within you. If it's whoever you believe in, your higher self, your ancestors, whatever, they are all within us. They are guiding us. And right now they are kicking each and every one of us in the ass. Smacking us upside the head and saying, wake up, wake up. The planet is shaking and saying, wake up, wake up. Social riots and politics and everything is just a complete shit show, and a virus, and there's like zombie cicadas. I don't fucking know. It's like everything's going on because we are being rattled to our bones. Because until we begin to do our own personal work and begin to evolve ourselves through counseling, through shamanic healing, that is the work I do. Okay? Find someone in your area, you know? Do your emotional healing work. Do your inner child work. Do yoga, be in nature, commune with nature. Look at yourself, look at your family, look at your childhood, your relationships with your parents, the patterns that you are repeating in your life that are making you unhappy. Take the time to sit down and evaluate and write down the things in your life that are not working for you. And if you think everything's working for you, look deeper. look deeper, because none of us are perfect. And we all have work to do. Every single one of us. And if we individually take responsibility for making ourselves the best version of ourselves that we can be, dealing with our shit, asking for help, and begin on a path of personal transformation. If we can all focus on that, then all of this outside stuff is gonna go away. It's going to begin to settle. It's gonna settle. It's going to work out. Because everything is happening for the sole purpose of our own individual transformation. Because if we transform as individuals, we will have a ripple effect. We will become more kind, more compassionate. Our lives will be led through our hearts, not from our ego, and not from our fear, and not from our patterns of childhood, but from our hearts, our healed, awakened hearts. So, there's my YouTube video, and I hope that someone watches it and it means something to you. And if you watch it and it doesn't mean anything to you, that's okay too. It's all right. It's just my opinion, my belief, and my message to share. And if anyone is interested in any direction towards personal transformation or healing, I'll be happy to work with you, and I will be also happy to refer you to anyone that I know that could help you if I can't. Okay. Love yourself. Love yourself and love your family. And just do the best to be the best version of you that you can be. And stay in your heart. And be kind and loving to yourself. And be kind and loving to everyone around you. All right. Have a good day.